Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your March 2021 general guidance reading. My name is Gemstone and I'll be doing your reading for you. It's been a while since we last connected. February for me was a month of reflection. The Mercury retrograde had me in a state of reflection for the majority of the month. I was able to do 4 videos, and also I came up with a brilliant idea, and I don't say this in a patronizing way, even though it does sound that way, that I had a new way of editing, or the way that I wanted to edit my videos, and it worked out for 4 videos, but I wasn't able to maintain it with all the responsibilities and things I have to do in my life outside of YouTube. So we're back to receiving videos in this way, and if you're curious to see what it looked like, you can watch one of the 4 videos that I posted for February. Now, my pre-meditation, my meditative state, connecting with your energy, I got heavy Aquarius vibes, first of all. Yes, like I got heavy Aquarius vibes. I say yes because I was wondering if you were in a relationship, or some of you or someone is in a relationship with an Aquarius that just, they're healing from. It feels healing. And the swords that are going through this heart, out of all the tarot decks, best encapsulate the energy that I felt when I connected with that Aquarius energy. It felt like stainless steel, but if that were a human, not like a cyborg, like a robot. It was a very interesting experience. But anyway, that felt, I don't know. I can't say if it is for all, if it's for one. I just felt that energy. But outside of that feeling, the message that I received for you was that you were in a state of recluse. You're in yourself right now. You're within. And you are learning how to use your energy. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about your energy, what you give your energy to. And you're also learning the strength of your mind, because the outside world at times poses as a distraction, or the noise poses as a distraction that has in the past got you off of your focus or your concentration to execute or to do whatever it is that you were doing or wanting to do. And now you're in the state where those same things are taking place, but you're learning now how to withstand that by just holding your focus, holding your concentration, holding your attention to whatever it is that you're focused on. And you're very solid in that state, focused on the truth of things. You're getting to the heart of the matter, the realness of the matter. Mind is solid, as in you're not thinking things through as you used to. You're allowing yourself to be shown what is necessary. It feels spiritual. It feels like an evolution. It feels like an ascension of it feels like you're regenerating yourself. A new way to operate. Your operating system has been upgraded. You're working on your past traumas. You're working on your past in order to be you now. With that said, I got this energy of someone watching you, waiting for you. It felt like they were like twiddling their fingers, waiting for you to come out, waiting to approach you in the same way that they did before. And they're realizing that that's not going to work right now. They look to you for direction, and this is something that they know, but they haven't communicated to you. But this is something that you feel, although you have no proof of it, aside from the feeling that you have. And it feels like that very dynamic between the both of you is what had you just drift away from this person. You feel far away from them, and they want to connect with you. They want to connect with you. Judgment. Yeah. They want to connect with you. There's something there, and they can feel it. And I feel as you continue down this path of you doing what is honest, you being authentic, you being real to yourself and not pandering to anybody, not pleasing anybody, they're going to be forced to come to you with that same energy, because what's happening right now, while you're in the state of renewal and regeneration, they're watching you, and now you're a mirror for them. So they're kind of doing that same thing as well. I got that you're moving on in terms of your past. You're letting go of things. You're finding your will. You're elevating. Honestly, it's like you've become stronger and rebuilt. Recognizing your power. Ended with the Magician. And I want to, if we get the Magician in this deck, I'll show it to you, because it was this very deck that I was using. If we get the Magician, now I kind of want to get it so that you could see it. But Let's just go for it. The Magician. Got the Magician. And also the energy that I connected with in terms of the other person. This did not, like, the Aquarius energy was completely after this premeditative session. Here's the Magician. It was completely after this, but it felt connected to it. You're learning how to master your energy. Feels like you're being initiated into your own club. But the energy that I connected to just felt masculine, and it felt confident. It felt impulsive. And one that cares about how it appears. But it's learning that that's not working here. Like, that's not going to work because you don't care anymore. What used to move you doesn't move you anymore. There's a new perspective. You see things from a completely different space. Let's get into your reading. I was going to call you Taurus. Let's get into your reading, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? Look at that. Okay, so this is back out. What does Scorpio need to know through me for the month? And all things are just flying out. Okay, for the month of March. Even though time is a construct. Okay. So, what? There's just so much happening. What I get with this is you approaching life from a different perspective with the Hanged Woman. And then also you being the authority of the space. It feels like uncharted territory for you and in general. It feels like uncharted territory where slow and steady wins the race. There's no race, actually. Slow and steady just gets you where you're going. That's your new pace. Your true pace is much slower than you used to be. Much slower. But here with the Emperor, it's letting me know that you are the authority of the space. You have to really trust yourself and learn how to trust yourself. And that was another thing that I got. Learning how to trust yourself. Learning when to do things. Learning what your cadence is, your pace, learning what your rhythm of life is. And here with the Hanged Woman, as I was mentioning, it's this new perspective. One that's not different, though. It's just new to you. And the reason why I say it's not different is because it's the opposite of how you were. You were this way. And the law of transmutation, as well as polarity, just says you have to slide from this direction to the next. So you're just seeing it from the opposite direction. That's it. Sliding your energy down the polarity to the opposite side. So if you're living in fear, now you're living in love. There's many manifestations of fear. So it's like if you're living in sadness, you're moving to happiness. Not creating anything new, just sliding yourself down the polarity to the opposing side. And it feels like the reason why you existed in the space that you existed before was because you wanted to be in the favor of power, not realizing that you are the power. You wanted to be in the favor of power. You wanted to be accepted by others. And now that's not going to work, which is so interesting because I have this presentation. I make astrology presentations for the love of it. And the one that I'm currently making is about Uranus in Taurus. And here you are at the bottom of the deck. Uranus in Taurus. Before I continue with that, yeah, this feels like you. This feels like you. And what I'm getting from this is self-mastery, the mastery of your emotions, like full mastery of your emotions, full stability, you knowing how to understand yourself, feel your way through things and not take things personally, but just say things as they are, be as objective in this irrational, unobjective, or illogical space. It's a very strong feeling that I'm getting. And when I say strong, I mean sturdy. Like you can't knock you over. You're there, fully present, hard like steel. Which is interesting to the Aquarius energy that I got because it was so tough. So tough. But back to Uranus and Taurus. And Uranus is one of the co-rulers of Aquarius. So there's that connection. But to the energy of Uranus and Taurus, I was talking about how the way that we do things is not going to work. The way that we did things before in terms of finding security and stability is not going to work. And here that is present in your reading. If you're trying to do things, or we're doing things to appease the masses, it's not going to work, because you're meant to please yourself. You're meant to please yourself and create your own certification program for what is real. And I feel, if I'm going to be real, as I am in this figure of speech, but I feel, to just get deeper into that vein, I feel that you are creating something that's going to be a new standard that people are going to have to go through. And with the Tower, it just feels like the revelation of you, it feels connected to that energy of you recognizing your power. We have Mars and Aries, fire energy. Your co-ruler is Mars, now moving into Gemini today. Or was it yesterday? It's now in Gemini. I moved from Aries to Gemini. It's moving into Gemini. As I speak, I think it's at 0 degrees Gemini. And also as I speak, the moon is in Scorpio. And for those that are familiar with astrology, if you like the astrology part, please let me know, because I can go at length about astrology, not in your tarot reading, but I would like to mention some things because they matter in the fact that there's cycles that take place all over. The natural world is symmetrical. So there's cycles that take place all over. I find it to be more like a slinky versus you repeating the same thing over and over again in a circle. With that said, the moon is in an unfavorable position in Scorpio right now. So for those that have Scorpio moons, I wouldn't be surprised if right now you're kind of at a war with yourself internally when it comes to the energy that I was feeling yesterday. Was very challenging to make. I struggled to make your reading, to do your reading yesterday, to record it. I couldn't. And the energy that I was feeling was you in your head, judging yourself for the past things that you've done, and you focusing more on the negative aspect, like the negative side, the negative polarity to your positive. We're both negative and positive charges, masculine and feminine. The feminine would be the negative charge. You focused on the negative aspects of yourself and struggling to get through that, like past it, to see the beauty that it equaled, that is equally present. It just felt like a heavy energy, and in that space I wasn't able to get deep enough. It just felt like there was a lot of turbulence in the water. I'm moving my body as if I was in waves. It felt like there was just so much turbulence. Anytime you got somewhere, a crash and a wave would crash, and just so much. And back to that 4 of Swords energy that I got for your premeditation, which will be in the description box below in the form of a horoscope that I call Tarotscopes. It's like not letting those things get you off your track, but it was hard to get a footing. So I feel like right now you're just getting waves of emotion mixed with the Pisces energy, just waves of emotion from the past coming forward for you to address and let go of, and transmute to a higher state of existence. Which brings me right back to the Hanged Woman. This is the Neptune card, and Neptune is one of the rulers of Pisces, Jupiter and Neptune being the rulers of Pisces. And Neptune is about, well, to name a few things, transcendence and transmutation, turning one thing into another, purifying things, getting it to its highest state. So I feel like what's taking place in your life right now is that in all areas of your life. And I think I can feel, actually, that this is because you're being forced to be yourself, and the forced feeling that you're feeling is just, being inauthentic is nauseating to you now. It's like you're allergic to that state of just doing things to be liked. Looking in the camera, I'm seeing the symmetry. Interesting. This is the Scorpio court card, and this is your co-ruler. It just feels like a lot. Okay, so now here we have 3 major arcana cards. We have the Moon, Pisces, we have the Chariot, Cancer, and we have the High Priestess, the Moon. Look at that. Just talking about the Scorpio moon currently in its fall. We have the Moon card. We have, so this is Pisces. We have Cancer, which is ruled by the moon astrologically. And then we have the High Priestess, which represents the moon that rules Cancer. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Back to that energy that I was speaking about, you being yourself, but also you having your past, these waves of the past coming forward and just needing you to bulldoze right through it, or just stay strong and have it just fall apart around you so that you're able to look at it for what it is, you know, putting these things together to recognize, okay, so this, I understand that, I understand these different memories, how they make the whole thing, and then, okay, let it go. I feel, though, that you're wiser now. You're different. I feel you are different. This is a very different energy that I feel now connecting to you in comparison to the readings that I've done before, although it felt like it was all leading to this moment here and it's just going to continue. But this feels like a new base for you. You're a new Scorpio right now. You're new. You're different. It's solidified. It was happening before. Now it's happened. It's here. It's done. You're different. And it's kind of scary. With the moon, it's kind of scary. You in the dark, making your way through, forced to trust yourself, forced to take you forward, and using the intuition of the High Priestess, ruled by the moon to get you through. I mean, not ruled by the moon, but the moon to help you get through this space. And then the will and the harmony of the Chariot, balancing the two aspects of yourself, the positive and the negative, to get yourself through the space, not being scared. I feel like there was a time in the past where you were put in this similar position, but you cowered in a way. You were afraid, and it's not, the cowering is not to judge you, it's just to show that you weren't ready at that time, but now you're ready. You're ready to go. This is very interesting. I'm going to use a different deck and see like where, let's just continue. Let's continue. So we have the Emperor again. So where you're going is a space where you have to be your authority. You have to make the rules. You have to figure out what is right. It feels like a sovereign place. Like you have full sovereignty, autonomy. You are an autonomous being. If this were a country, you got your independence, and now this is you doing what you need to do to make things work. Too many cards. What does Scorpio need to know? What can we add to this, or what needs to be added to this to get a deeper understanding for Scorpio? The Lovers. Interesting. And the Five of Pentacles. All right, so this is that energy again. That energy that I was saying, this is that energy again of that person that's trying to reach out to you and they feel like they're left in the cold. Look at that. The heart is taken out of the fabric. They feel left in the cold. And this is you in this circumstance. And this is them holding these wands of fire energy. You're guiding them. As I said before, you are someone that they look to for direction, and you're not even looking at them here in this situation, although I understand that you're both together. But right now, between the two of you, I feel like they feel the loss of your warmth. They feel like you kind of abandoned them. Not recognizing and taking accountability for their actions, of course. They're not taking accountability for that. But they do feel that they're walking beside you, hobbling along, and you're not looking back to help them. And I feel like this treatment that is taking place, that they're internalizing in the way that they're internalizing, how it's being, why it's happening on your end is because you're, one, focused on yourself, but two, you're showing them in a different way that they're strong enough to you don't have to do everything for them. They're capable. And this is their way of learning. They're a victim. And I'm getting this with the Pisces moon as well. Like this, they act like a victim. But they want to connect with you. They want to connect with you. Is there anything else that needs to be added to this story? But deep down, you want happiness with them. It's not something that you show in its full capacity in terms of how you feel it. And they want it too. They want it too. I feel like it's meant. Because when I was talking about it initially, judgment came out and it felt like, yeah, it is exactly what is felt on both of your ends. Nobody's really talking about it at full. No one's being fully transparent and honest about the legit happiness, this literal butterflies and rainbows and children and happiness, looking at the sunset type of energy. No one's talking about it, but that's what you both feel. But there's like a sense of it being fought on their end. And on your end to an extent, because this was upside down. I mean, not upside down, it was face forward. It was face forward. So you both are denying this. Denying yourself of this. Yep. The Two of Cups. You can't make this up. You both are denying it, but you're connected. That's cute. And what I get from here is that, okay, so I'm scared to show it too close, but they're covered. You know, I just feel like this is you both are in a vulnerable state with all of your markings. And I feel like those markings are the very reason why you feel like both of you feel that you can't be loved by the other. I'm not perfect enough. I'm not perfect enough, but it doesn't matter. Here you're clothed in the same situation. It doesn't matter. It's the connection. It's a connection. So you're connected to this person, but they need to start you both need to start treating yourselves independently the way that you want to be treated in this connection. Learning not to be codependent. And that person is learning that. So the other person that you're connecting with, the one that you're connected to, is learning how not to be codependent, as well as you. Although that's not the reason why you are all in this focused state. Why you're in this, and then talk about it. Is that Judgment? The Judgment card. I just saw it again. Why you're in the focused state. You're in this focused state for the betterment of you as a whole, and this is just one of the things that is being revamped. We have the King of Swords. It's just one of the things that is being revamped. This is giving me the Emperor vibes. Where is it? This Emperor. So this Emperor, like, they have a different vibe. This is giving me more of this Emperor. Like you being the law. You being your standard. You creating the standard for yourself. This feels now like the sovereignty for your land in general, moving on for your life, but this feels like for you personally, and this feels like that energy of you being the person to do that. You being the person to make decisions, to be the last word, to say, actually, this goes there. This is how I want it. Accessing that masculine energy while in a feminine state of receiving messages. I feel like after, like you mean business now. You're taking your life more seriously now. Again, you feel like a different Scorpio. Any last messages for Scorpio? We have the Three of Swords. Keep healing. Keep healing. And don't let it jade you. Talk about it. Here it is again, the Judgment card. It's like, keep healing. Keep going through it. Keep healing. You are aware. And also, that love you feel is real. The eyes open. It's there. Okay? You can't hide from it. It's awake. It's there. You can fight it as much as you want, but you only be fighting yourself. So instead, heal. Heal what's not allowing you to recognize that you love. Heal that. And be curious. Uranus energy here. Be curious. Look at it as an adventure. Because whatever you're in, the state that you're in, the connections that you're making right now are destined. This is a resurrection. This is past life shit. Past life. Something you can't fight. It's fated. And it's being awakened. So let it take the time that it needs. Focus, continue to do what you're doing. I don't feel that you're rushing it though. I really don't. I don't feel like you're rushing it. But to those that do feel like, is it, what? The curious or the doubting mind. For those that have that, just let it be. And continue to focus on yourself. Because what you're doing is undoing a lot of things that were holding you back. Or let me say it this way, that served you to the point that it served you. And if you were to continue to bring that energy where you're going, it's going to hold you back. So undoing that, focusing on undoing it, will get you where you need to be. But it feels like the worst is over. And I know that you know that. Scorpio, this was your reading. What a wonderful reading. This was your reading. Let me not bite off more than I can chew. Because I was going to say you can look forward to, but yeah, I want to say it. You can look forward to a love reading towards the middle end of March. In my head, these are timeless. So I'm just going to go off of that energy and not focus too much on, oh, it's the beginning of the month and it needs to come out now. It's just, these are timeless. If this resonates with you right now, this is for you right now. If you see this 20 years from now and it resonates, that's when it's for you, you know? That's how it works. Or at least that's how I feel it works. But anyway, Scorpio, if you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. And if you feel called to comment down below, please do so. We are excited to hear what you have to say. Also, I'm going to be linking a card. No, at the end of this video, I'm going to have the link to one of my videos. And the video is just talking about how Scorpios and Tauruses will be operating during the Aquarius energy. At the time, this was when the sun was in Aquarius, Mercury was in Aquarius, Saturn was in Aquarius, Jupiter was in Aquarius, and the moon was in Aquarius. Now we have just Saturn and Jupiter, which still apply. So if you're interested and you're feeling kind of stuck, or you're feeling like you keep bumping into walls, Scorpio placements, I would suggest you watch that video, and also the one that I'm coming out with Uranus and Taurus. But anyway, I'll see you in the end of March. Take care of yourself and keep going through what you're going through. You know, okay? You know. Toodles.